Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I want to talk to you today about lily pillies. They're a native tree to Australia. They have many different varieties. There's all different types of fruits that they produce, but the one that I have, I'm unsure of what variety it is, but I just wanted to talk to you about how great they are to grow. We have them both down both the sides of our house, lining the sides of the house as a hedge. This one here is not hedged at the moment. I've sort of let it go, but it is probably tripled in size since we moved here 3 and a bit years ago. So they grow really fast. They're pretty drought tolerant, haven't had any troubles with pests or diseases. The birds don't seem to eat them. The willy wagtails that we have like to fly around in them, but as I haven't seen birds nibbling on them this far, but they are, the ones that I have anyway, produce a ton of fruit. As you can see, this branch here, it's actually sagging with how much fruit is on it. So they're not fully formed yet, but once they turn big and they get nice and big and plump, they're ready to pick off and eat. My son often gets a big handful and then goes somewhere and sits down and eats them. But they are like a crisp apple and they're quite tart. Inside they have a little seed. You can propagate them through the seed, or you can also take a cutting of the branch to propagate them, which I'm looking into trying very soon. But the ways that I've used them, the most effective way I found to use them, because they are quite time consuming to prepare, given that they have that seed inside. I just crush them in my mortar and pestle. I add sugar, water and a little bit of citric acid, and I cook them for 5 minutes till it's tender, cool it, strain it and bottle it. And I just make cordial like that, and then I just put it with a bit of ice and water, or I put it in like a soda stream sort of setup, and it's really aromatic. It's really delicious. I put it with lime before. That's my winning combination that I've found so far. But yeah, it's really just a good flavor. I've also made jams out of them, but again, sitting on the lounge in front of the TV preparing all this fruit, taking the seeds out, you know, it's a little bit time consuming. And I got 2 jars out of like 3 kilos or something crazy like that, so it wasn't really worth my time. Definitely not worth my time to sell. I've seen a few people selling the fruit, but they're really tart. They're not great to eat like this. So if you're selling the fruit, you're probably selling it for somebody to prepare it, and you'd have to know what you're doing. I've also made like a jube lolly out of them before. So what I did was just take the seed out, boil it till it was almost tender, and then just dried it out in sugar and put a bit of citric acid around the outside as well for a little bit of sourness. And I don't know if you've had a jube lolly before, but they're sort of like a chewy lolly with sugar around the outside, and they're sort of sour. And that worked really well actually. They were really yum. So that's about all I've done with them, but I've heard of people making wine. You can make wine out of them, but it's definitely just something that I really would recommend people grow, because they grow so fast and they're a really great hedge. They have beautiful white blossoms. This particular variety has beautiful white blossoms that are really good for the bees, and the bees love them actually. And as you can see, they are quite tall, so I do need to prune these ones. Yeah, but that was just a quick video on lily pillies, native Australian tree. Thanks guys.